guys, LH back at it today. Um, so this is LH once again, bringing you what is authentic, 100%, and can never be manufactured. So you guys, I want to talk about the passenger on the United Airlines flight, the one that was being um, dragged by his arms. Okay, it's not funny, but it's just crazy how we've just seen all these stories, dragged by his arms was an Asian man. He also happened to be a doctor. Also, I want to talk about the Asian woman who was in a relationship with the white man, and was also traveling. I believe she's from UC Berkeley. She's a student at UC Berkeley. And she was going to stay somewhere in the mountains, and requested a place to stay through ARNB or A&B, something like that. It's basically like some living arrangement type of place. It's like a hotel, but you stay with kind of like a host. You stay in their property. I'm not sure of the details of how that arrangement goes, but yeah, it's just two cases of just attack on Asian people that I've been noticing, and I noticed firsthand, with the young lady, at the for ARNB, she already booked this place. And it's crazy because the lady had no idea, the host family, the person that was letting her, was originally going to let her stay, did not know that the lady was Asian, of course. And in pre-Trump presidency, okay, where people are giving the go-ahead to exercise their racism even more if they haven't before, they think that gives them a free pass to just be blatantly and utterly just disgusting. And so, rightfully so, the lady, the Asian young lady, was thinking, okay, as a business, I'm gonna rent from someone that I have she had no idea, of course, the lady would be a bigot, but of course this bigot, I don't know if it's a man or a woman, but this bigot wanted to show their ass, and once they found out, it was an Asian person, they just wanted to, last thing they said was, basically one word, Asian. And, I get to exercise my right, and we have Trump. It's blatant that if you can't say that if you voted for him that a lot of people voted for him because they had racist ideology, not ideology, ideology, idiots who voted for a man who obviously pertained to their racist agenda. And a lot of these people who voted for this man are idiots and are blatant racists. I'm just be honest, they're racist. This is no different from the idiot. And it's so funny how you have people who you swear weren't they paying attention to the whole presidential election. I mean, for crying out loud, you had a freaking Muslim family, okay, voting for a man who made it clear, okay, he was going to kick your asses out. He was going to try to get a ban where you could not be in this country. So you vote for this man and you act surprised when your family members can't come in this country. And then you want to cry, I didn't think it was going to happen to me. Listen, if you're that blatantly stupid. And then there was it's just retarded. That's why I think some of these people who vote, they're just stupid. There's a common demographic that usually trash people, stupid hillbillies, or just delusional people. And then you got the people who okay, want to talk about Obamacare, but then they're the majority of them who are benefiting from it and who are gonna, unfortunately, the downfall of their Obamacare, the demographic happens to be these people who voted for President Orange. And so these people are not know they willingly have to know their demise and how idiotic they are for voting for someone who made it clear what he was going to do. It's like, are you kidding me? And then the people who were voting for him for his, I think, building the wall to keep, Mexicans out of the country, illegal Mexicans. I'm not going to say immigrants because, listen, we're not going to sugarcoat this. He wanted to keep illegal Mexican people out because he thought of them as rapists, predators, and killers. And I'm finding out, I looked at a story, there was a news story, on where a lot of Texans who are white Trump supporters will be considered illegal immigrants because that wall is going to be on their property. I mean, that is poetic justice. I think that is so funny. A lot of these people are getting their wake-up calls, and a lot of them are getting their due karma, might I say, that they deserve. I have no sympathy for people like that. I have no sympathy for you. Listen, it's like that whole thing with the hold your nuts movement. I love that movement now. It's funny how when black people cry the most and going through a lot of the disenfranchisement and abuse from a system, a country has blatantly always been racist, how people who are now getting that same treatment, want to knock on our window, knock on our doors, and get us to fight on their. But no, I don't think so. Because when we were telling you this, why is it all of a sudden now you're getting your nigga wake up call? You want to now all of a sudden try to get us to fight with you? No, ma'am, and no, sir. I think this needs to happen. I think the agents of white supremacy. Now, let me put this disclaimer once again for the sensitive, fragility, weak-minded people, the weak people who always need to tell me it's not all white people, it's not all Asian people. If that, of course, if the hit dog will holler, okay? If this pertains to you, and you need to say that, and you're still telling me it's not all, then maybe I'm questioning whether or not this is actually, and I think it is you I'm talking to. If you think that I'm talking about you, if you know in your heart you aren't. People who know that they aren't the person that is being talked about, they don't have the need to say it's not all. It's always the ones who have some internalized consciousness of what they're doing that always want to say it's not all. Okay, I had a troll who made a comment on a video I made a comment about, talking about, all he could say was not all Asians and stuff. Of course not all Asians, because you know what? I have the great pleasure of knowing, having Asian family members as well as friends who are Asian who aren't on the coonery and on the white supremacist bullshit weak team, the weak just evil, delusional, retardancy that I'm seeing a lot of agents of white supremacy on, of all different races. And usually they've always, to be on the side of white supremacy, you have to do what the white supremacist people do, which is to disenfranchise and ill-treat black people. And it's no different from what we've been seeing in the Korean stores, and then another video surfaced of another woman being attacked in a nail shop. It's no different. So for those of my friends, I really commend those who aren't, who may happen to be white or Asian or other, who don't sign up for the stupidity and ignorance and bullshit of white supremacists. But for the ones who do, guess what? Your karma, mm, I'm afraid it's gonna come. Yep. Not to say that that man deserved to get dragged, but if he hasn't already found out his privilege in pre-Trump society, it doesn't matter. If you're not white, Anglo-Saxon, and conservative, you don't fit that model. And let's just be honest with you. It's time for you guys to start standing up, hold your own nuts. Especially if you weren't campaigning for black people, innocent black people being shot and killed. And on the side of the evil devils who were executing this on my people. Sorry to say, I guess, well, not sorry on my part, you need to get this work. You are going to get your much welcome karma and nigga wake up call as well. And just like the lady who witnessed it, you can get it too. You can get turned away for being other than a white Republican conservative. And you know, all this, we should stand together. Well, I'm sorry, this did not happen in great numbers on behalf of black people. So you're gonna have to hold your own nuts until there's actual genuine collective, and it's not only just to benefit you, it's to benefit all people. Then maybe we could start talking, but this needs to happen. You need to get that work, and you need to see that this shit, as long as you ignore one oppression of another people and you have this individualistic outlook on it, sorry, you're just going to have to get that treatment and realize the true essence of a collective. But until the meantime, you have to hold that nut. You got to hold the nuts up. So yeah, that I want to kind of just speak on that. You know, nobody's safe from pre-Trump presidency. And like I said, I've always stood up for people, especially those who've always stood up for me. I'm always going to speak up for ill injustices. But sadly, there's always been people who have just sat around and just let it slide, and they said, oh, because it's not me. A lot of black people do sign up for that bullshit too. They have that individualistic attitude. But listen, it could be that person one day, it could be another the next day. Eventually, that day could be you. So until we wake up from that and realize that no one is really truly safe as long as one of us is going through it, the better we'll be, and the more collective we will be, and the better this outcome will be. Alright, you guys. LH signing in, checking out. Stay true to thyself. Peace and love. Bye.